Great. Hey, Nat. What are we talking about today?
So welcome to In Session with Nat Ang.
Yeah, we'll work on it, guys. I promise.
Right, we'll get better, I swear. This is, you have to give us some grace. This is our first experience doing this. So today we kind of want to just tell you a little bit about what we're doing. You're probably like,
what are you guys doing here?
like,
what are we
happening?
watching right now?
No, actually, I don't blame you. I would think the same thing. But so I don't know. Nat, do you want to just get us started?
No.
Okay.
I guess what we're doing here today is we came together at one point and we told each other like, hey, we need to figure out something to help those people that don't have a platform to go seek therapy or don't have like an outlet or something that they need to be able to seek help. And we find that to be a very present thing in our community. We're both Arabs. And as you guys know, our community is very anti-therapy.
Anti-mental health.
Anti-emotion, bro. Like
anti-anything but being strong, honestly.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's what we're doing here today. We want to give you guys that outlet and that platform and just speak about our experiences as well. We're both registered mental health interns and working towards licensure. Right. And so, yeah, like we just want to give you guys a bit of our experience working in therapy and what that looks like and how some of the tools we've learned or picked up over the years can help you guys.
Yeah. No, that was so good. That was a beautiful way to describe what we're doing here.
I was like, what am I saying?
No, you did a great job. As Nat said, obviously we're registered mental health counseling interns. So what that means is that we're working towards licensure. With that being said, I kind of want to start by kind of sharing our stories and like asking each other like what got us interested in doing this as a career, because as Nat mentioned, it is very stigmatized. Like, let's be real with each other. Being Arab, being mental health, anything is very controversial in our community. And obviously, like, you guys are going to know better than anyone. So for me personally, what got me interested in mental health and becoming a therapist is, one, I've always been interested in human behavior, which is such a basic answer to say. I think most therapists will say the same thing. But genuinely, I just find it so fascinating. I also, like, being 100% real, it was just not talked about enough. Like, I'd see it all the time in Americans and, like, people talk about therapists and what therapy meant to them. And it just didn't exist in the Arab world. It really didn't. Yeah. So I was like, you know what? I want to do that. I want to help somebody. Like, I want to. And okay, if I'm being really real, there was a lot of people in my life that I'm like, why are you acting the way that you're acting?
Oh, shit. Spill the tea.
No,
Spill the tea.
Like, actually, I was just like, I want to figure your brain out. Like, I want to know, like, why? Like, what drives you to do these things, you know?
Yeah.
Oh. So we don't want to get too nerdy here, but that's just always been the inspiration for me. And I've always really genuinely, I knew I wanted to be in the helping field somehow. I knew I wanted to help people somehow. Not good in medical anything. Like, put me in a hospital, I'll freak out. Like, I can't. And yeah, so like, I'm not good with any of that stuff. So I'm like, okay, what else is like health field, you know?
Yeah.
And I found mental health, and I kind of like psychology again was always just a love in my life. And and I don't know, I just always found it fascinating. And talking to people has always been a thing of mine. I've always naturally been a listener. Like, I'd meet random strangers on the street, and somehow from like, hey, what's your name? It turns into like, here's my entire life story.
Let's have a deep conversation.
And it's just like, and that was before I was a therapist. So I was like, you know what? Maybe this is God telling me like, hey, Ange, here you go. Like, go this way, you know?
Yeah.
So that personally for me is what really influenced me to be a therapist. What about you, Nat?
Kind of similar story. I think I just, like you said, I had such an interest in human behavior. I had such an interest in not just that, like kind of learning about myself and like how my brain works and how I operate. And so like, I think it was like for me, it was more of like a journey of self-exploration. Like why do I think this way? Or how can I do better and how can I perform better or like just feel better? Mm-hmm. And so part of it is kind of like, I don't know, I took my first psychology class and we watched Inside Out and I was like, wait, like that is me.
Wait.
That's literally how my brain is working. That's so crazy. I was just so fascinated. And so I was kind of like you where I just felt like growing up, I was always like very shy, very timid, but like I was always there to like listen to everyone's like problems or like offer solutions and just hear them out more than anything. And I think I just felt like, okay, this could be a good fit for me. So yeah, that's kind of where my thing was at, just self-exploration and just like trying to find a place. And like you said, I've always had the desire to help people. Like that was just my thing. I wanted to go to Africa and help the kids.
Me too. That's always been a dream of mine. Not specifically Africa, but like anywhere. No, and just like build a school. Like I'm
literally just build a school. And like, why is it always a school? Like I just want to build a school somewhere.
Yeah.
And so like, dude, my parents still make fun of me because they're like, they always joke about winning the lottery. And they're like, Natalie cannot win the lottery because if she won the lottery, she's literally going to go donate all the money.
That's so cute. Shut up.
I wish my parents saw it that way.
Well, you know what? I think that's really cute.
Yeah. But yeah, that's where I'm at. That's how my life started. And we're here. Yeah. Through all the battles of getting here. Because guys, we were not going to be. There were too many hurdles in my way. But we did it and we're here.
We did it. We definitely did do it.
Yeah. But we're kind of like, we do kind of different things.
Yes, that's a good point.
Yeah. You're more like talk therapy with adults. Yeah. And I'm more behavioral therapy with children. Mm-hmm. And so you want to talk more about yours?
So I kind of see a range of different ages, but mainly focused, like Nat said, on adults. Love working with adults. But I genuinely I found more interest in working with children and young adolescents and young adults. So I've been like, I see a differential of, I don't think I said that.
Differential.
What's the word? Multitude, a variety.
A variety
of presenting issues. So anywhere from depression, anxiety, to some trauma, some personality disorders like bipolar, borderline, narcissism. We work with couples. I've seen a couple couples. I have yet to work with a family. That kind of freaks me out. But I said the same thing about couples and it's okay so far. But yeah, so I work mainly with more adults. And that is a lot of talk therapy. It's a lot of reflection. It's a lot of processing. It's a lot of digging deep with questions. And I think a big stigma that I really also want to get into, because me and Nat were talking about this earlier, is that a lot of people go to therapy thinking, okay, so you're going to fix me, right? Like, you are going to fix me. Okay, here are my problems. And I've literally had someone say that to me before. My client was like, yeah, fix me. And I was just like, nope, can't do that. Not me.
I'm not the one.
Not the one. So I think that is a big stigma when it comes to therapists, is that we're fixers. And that's just not the case, honestly. Mm-mm. Because first of all, it implies that there is something wrong with you when there is nothing wrong with you. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we all go through challenges and difficulties in our lives, and sometimes we just need guidance. And that's literally what therapists are. We are guiders to give you the tools and the resources, and to sit with you in the hard times. And so to help you reflect on, who am I? What do I want? What are my goals? And that really is the goal of therapy. And that's the purpose of therapy. It's not to fix anything.
Yeah.
So I like to reiterate that. Yeah. But yeah, that's like basically me and my side of work. Yeah. But I'm so interested to hear, like, I'm always picking Nat's brain about how it is to work with children, because I've worked with a couple of children and I've loved it. But like, I'm sure it's so different for you now, because it's like,
it is a completely like different playing field, I feel. And like to kind of go off of what you said, yes, we are not here to fix you because essentially you have everything within yourself to heal yourself. Like you have all the tools. Our job is to just help you bring that out. And I tell all my kiddos that like you have every single step necessary built within you to be successful, to overcome your challenges, to overcome your difficulties. What we're going to do in session is just help you realize that. Like it's all about realizing that you are able and to instill that faith and that and find that self-control that we kind of desperately look for at times. Because but my experience with children, but way different than what a lot of people think because, you know, they're children. They're a whole different like minds. They're people who like, they need to play. They need to like, you know, I don't know. They can't just sit here and talk and have a deep conversation with you, but they can in different ways. The way when you provide them with different like different games or different like art projects, or they really do express all of that through all of these like things that I like to utilize in session. I also do like I focus on behavior a lot. And I think that is really like a different world when it comes to therapy.
Definitely. Yeah.
Because it's not just about exploring emotions. It's about like, you know, working with parents, like adding like interventions, seeking like different ways we can manipulate a situation to be able to find results in behaviors. And so like that part is just nothing that I learned in school, but all through what I learned in like actually doing the job through supervision, through like experiences. And a lot of the kids I work with are like ADHD kids. I work with autistic kids. I work with the anxiety kiddos, depression, all of that, and like oppositional defiant disorder. So like those are all things that I feel like are completely, I don't know, not the typical therapy that you would think. Yeah.
It's not I know what you're trying to say. It's not the like things you see in movies. I mean, even like, you know what I mean?
So how do you feel about that?
So how does that make you feel?
Yeah.
Obviously we ask
we
that. We do, guys, and there's nothing wrong with it, okay? But it's not all that. It's not like someone always laying on the couch and like telling you their problems, you know?
Sucks.
Like if you want to, you definitely do that.
For sure. We have a couch.
I see what you mean by like, you know, it's not the idea some people have of what therapy looks like, especially when it's working with children. Yeah. It's different.
And it's not a one-on-one thing. Like therapy with children is the whole family unit because they live in a society, they live in a structure, in a home base, and their environment is shaping their everyday reality. And so like, no, I can't just work with the child. I need to work with the parents.
100%.
I need to work with like the inner circles of everything else that's going on into play. And that way, that's when you can find relief. Because it's like, if we're all not doing our job to provide that for that child, then I don't know, like it's we can do all we can, but it needs to be a unit and we need to operate in unity in order to find true healing when it comes to like that part of the job.
100%. Because at the end of the day, it goes into saying like, we see our clients for an hour throughout the entire week. And that's if we're seeing them every week. Sometimes I see my clients every other week. Sometimes it's once a month. Like, you know, so it's like, yes, of course, like that hour is important, but then there's so much work that needs to be done outside of that hour that if you're not putting in that work to do so, therapy is, it's not really going to do much. You know? So that's a really good way of like, you know, putting all the importance of having that outside unit as well.
Therapy needs to be generalized.
Like
100%. Outside of the therapy room, because if you're not actually putting in the work to utilize the resources we provide and the tools, then it's just like, okay, kind of just
you're wasting
your time. Yeah. That's how I feel.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
No, I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
So that gets us into our next topic of conversation. Obviously going a little bit back to like being at UB and doing this as a career. I want to say, obviously one of the main reasons, like Nat mentioned when we first started recording when we introduced ourselves.
Yes.
Is that this we are hoping is going to be a tool and a resource for a lot of you guys. Whoever cares to watch,
please watch us.
Please watch us. I don't know if anyone's gonna watch us. Genuinely, I was literally telling Nat, I was like, Nat, I think we'll get like 10 views on a good day. Like, I don't know what this is gonna look like, but we're hoping it at least reaches one person. So I think it's so sad every time I remember this, but you know, once I had this person say, you know, I would love to seek therapy. And they were Arab and they were younger. I would love to seek therapy, but my parents would never let me.
Mm-hmm.
And it broke my heart into pieces because, one, I wasn't surprised. And that's so sad that I wasn't surprised. And two, this person is fully ready to accept help and seek help.
Mm-hmm.
But they're also not capable of it because they have to worry about the opinions and the disappointment of their parents, you know? And it goes into that stigma of what mental health really is, what therapy really is. It's literally just talking. Like, this is therapy.
This is therapy.
This is therapy. We're having a conversation and we're, you know, giving tools and resources like we've said a million times. And it's not that my child has to be crazy. It's not that my child has to be, you know, something is wrong with my child. Like, it's not that. It's literally just, you know, my child can understand and see that there's something going on and it's more than what I can do as a parent, which I know is also sometimes hard to accept for a lot of parents. I'm not a parent, obviously. I think the people that are watching will be like, well, duh, like we know you.
The only people watching are our friends.
That's why I said that.
I can die, Jess.
Oh my God. Okay. So I can imagine that for a parent to accept that, like, I can't help my child in the ways that like I need to is also really hard to process.
Yeah.
So
why do you think that is? Like, why do you think we have this stigma as like Arab? Even though we live in today's society.
Yeah.
And like they know that. And they've been here for like,
We're
20 years? We're Arab American.
Yeah.
That's a different brand of Arab.
Yeah. You know what it is? I think it's, we are so connected to one another on, like, we're enmeshed. Have you ever heard of the word enmeshment?
Yeah.
To the point where it's like we're so enmeshed in every part of our lives with each other. It's like, okay, let's say I don't talk to Nat for a month, but I know everything about her because guess what? Like, my parents know your parents and, you know, you know what I mean? It's just like, we're so enmeshed in each other's lives. And I think there is a sense of fear when it comes to, okay, like maybe I'm a parent that understands mental health, but because like so-and-so's parents won't understand mental health, but they hear that my child's seeking therapy and I know that's going to get back to the community and that's such a reputation is such a big thing.
God.
So it becomes like okay, let me like, you know, take a deep breath before I take my child to therapy. Like it's not.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I think it's a lot of that. We obviously grew up in a society that, again, we really care about reputation. That was ingrained in us from when we were children is, hey, you have to worry about what people think about you. You have to worry what you look like. You have to worry about who you're hanging out with, where you're going, who you're seeing.
I want to know who the ammo is that started all this. Like, who is it?
I'm like, wait, is there something I don't know? What ammo said what?
No, I'm saying like, who made that such a big deal? Like reputation. Or is it like a human thing?
Well, it's definitely a human thing.
It is a human thing.
But it's a culture thing.
It is a culture thing. I don't think people outside of our culture really...
It's not even just culture. It's village.
You're so right.
Zaydal,
bro.
Like, if we're thinking about, like, dude, even if you compare people, like, I know from, like, other, like, bigger cities in Syria, like Shem or Hems or whatever, we've had these conversations before, and they'd be shocked at, like, it's really to that level.
Yeah.
And like, with y'all's community.
We
it's
are just,
where, like this and this and that. And I'm like, yeah. And they're
we live in medieval times. Like,
okay. Do tell.
I just feel like, like how we were talking about the Jesus story with like when he was like, I will give my stone to the first man who can tell me he has not sinned. Yeah. I feel like we live in that time in Zaydan.
Yeah, 100%.
Where it's just like, I shy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, insane.
So I just feel like we kind of were stuck from like way back when like shame. Yeah. When shame was such a big topic and like that's like our whole lives revolved around not shaming the family name.
Yeah.
That's another thing.
That's huge.
Whatever you do reflects back on your entire family. Like now your family name is destroyed. It's in the mud. And it's like that. I can't have that. Like that. Oh my God, I'd feel such a big disappointment within myself if I like was that disgrace to the family name.
No, that's so true. It's like, okay, I don't really care what people say about me, but like my parents don't deserve that. So like I wouldn't want to put that on my parents. And then that like pressure of like, oh my gosh, you have to watch everything you're doing at all times. I know it sounds dramatic. And the people that are actually watching, the only people that are watching are friends. Hi friends.
Hey guys.
Will know that like, yeah, no, that's true. But like, I know to people outside of our culture, that sounds ridiculous. Like every time I always tell you that. Every time I explain our culture to somebody, I literally have to preface by saying, I know that we sound like a cult. Pause. Because that's what it sounds like.
Maybe we are.
I don't know.
No, we're not a cult.
I don't know. I would believe anything at this point. No. Maybe. Like it's cultish.
It is kind of cultish. Like we kind of just follow each other.
Yeah.
We're like sheep.
Yeah. And we do. It goes back to the enmeshment. We're so enmeshed in each other. It's insane. So again, it goes back to mental health. It just goes back to the whole like, well, this hopefully is something for like, let's say like you're watching this right now and you're like, I don't want my mom or dad to know that I need mental health therapy. Mm-hmm. I will never say that this will replace therapy because that is so different.
Yeah, it's a different experience.
It's a whole different experience. So I will always encourage to like try the best you can to seek some help. But hopefully this is at least a space where you feel like maybe something we share is relatable. Maybe something we share is a source of resource for you that you'd be like, wow, I never knew I could do that. Let me go look into it. So again, we know it's hard. It's not easy being Arab. And we also want to say like, listen, I don't want this to come off in any way, shape or form that we are bashing our community or that we're not proud of who we are, because that is genuinely like, and I think Nat can agree.
So far from the truth.
So far from the truth. And it's my biggest blessing. And I'm so proud of it. Like anytime I introduce myself, it is, I am Syrian American. Like that is the biggest, most important part of my life. And I love it to death. And there's so much good that comes with our culture and our traditions and our morals and our values. But we can't ignore the fact that it's flawed. We can't, and that's normal, what culture isn't, what, there are flaws, and it's just something to start a conversation and to let you know you're not alone. And like, we feel it, we hear it, and we want to do as much as we can to hopefully like reach someone.
Yeah. And I agree 100%. I think like our community is such a source of safety for me personally, like going to our church, seeing our youth group, seeing our like whole entire community come together to celebrate someone, like that is such a source of like support in your life, which is something I want to advocate for so much. Like go join a group. Go find a community where you feel accepted, you feel loved, and you feel heard, because it really provides you that space to just truly like live your truth, be yourself, and just have people around you who uplift you. And like that, I think that's my favorite thing about being in our community.
I agree.
People might disagree, like, oh, we have to watch our backs and like we can't do anything. But I feel like all of that stuff is put into place for our own safety so that we don't like get lost to the world, because the world's scary.
Yeah.
And I'm not doing it alone. I refuse to do it alone. Yeah. I have Jesus. I have my friends. I have my family, and I'm so blessed. That's all you need. And I advocate that you guys find good friends and find good support systems, find good groups, because essentially that's all you need in life. And a nice therapist to help you.
That's really important.
To help you along the way.
That's really important too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, it's not something like we were bashing. If anything, we're just more than grateful for it. But
for sure.
Yeah, of course. Like there are things that like, again, we grew up like, okay, like let's say there's a problem that you know is very much a problem, whether it's in, you know, within you or within your family or in your household, your like whatever. And it's so like, keep it hush hush.
Hush hush.
You know?
It has to be a secret. ما حدا فيه يعرف على شيء. Like
No. And it's like
nothing.
No, yeah, 100%. So when I would have like conversations with like my fellow like coworkers and stuff, and they'd be like, you know, like, where did you like, they'd like, you know, you get this sense like you're very private. You're a very private person, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, I've always been private. And then I'm just like, why have I always been private? And then it's like, wait, like, we're programmed to be private.
We are programmed.
It's literally.
I remember that too. I feel like I would hesitate.
They'd be so open about their like lives and everything. Yeah. And it's not that I wouldn't want to share. I'm sorry to cut you off now, but it's not that I wouldn't want to share. It's just like, I don't care to, you know?
I don't care. That's a really hard thing to like figure out in my head. I don't care to. Again, I think it goes back to like the support system thing of like, well, I just express everything. No, I don't express everything. What am I saying? I feel like I think we just get through it because it's like we realize the problem will pass and like there's other things we can focus on. Yeah. But then I also think like you said, like when I was in school or whatever, like I was a very private person. I wouldn't tell anybody anything because it was like my nature. Like I would feel like, oh no, I can't have them knowing this about me. Mm-hmm. And then I would hesitate. And I was like, why am I hesitating? I don't know this person.
The thing is like, I like pineapples on my pizza. You know what I mean? It's like not that big of a deal. Like you can tell someone you like pineapples on your pizza.
I can't make friends at school or like anywhere else because I'm just wired of like, no, my life is in my community.
Yes.
And I'm just like, God, that's so like, that's such a problem. Me like too. You're not experiencing life.
Me too. And maybe not everyone relates to this, but like for some reason, like I do, you do, I would even argue to say that a lot of our like friends do. Like, I don't want to speak for them, obviously, but like, I see it in like my I see it all around me and it's just like, we're so like, this has always been our bubble. Like this has always been our safety net. Like, you know what? I don't need to be friends with you. I have my people. Like, it's fine. Like, I'm not going to try to make friends. Like
it just felt like a waste of energy. Mm-hmm. And I hate that. I'm so sorry to all of you people that I could have been friends with. But
Same. No,
I don't know why it was such a hard thing for me.
Well, and I don't think we were consciously thinking that in the moment. Like I wasn't consciously like, I don't really care to be friends with you because I have friends. But it was like,
I just want to go home.
Internal. Like it was like, I didn't try as hard because I knew that deep down. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I also think like, I couldn't find anybody to like really connect on the level that I connect with, like with you or with like my Arab friends, because it's like, like you said, we're enmeshed and like we all have a shared experience. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that shared experience is not found with
so unique.
Other cultures or like other people. And so I feel like this podcast in a way is also like helpful in that sense of like, we can share experiences and like, and advice based on that shared experience that we all have. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I don't know, because not everyone's going to understand. We can try to understand, but we are a cult.
We are a cult.
We are a cult.
Welcome to our cult. No, that is so true. That is so true. It's such a unique experience.
It is.
That as much as you try to explain it, no one's really going to understand until you live it. Yeah. You know? So that's such a good point. And I think there was such a hardship in like that dual identity. Like I'm American, I'm Arab. You know what I mean? Like, what do I, you know, like, like, how do I navigate that? You know, how do I navigate like being both? How do I navigate?
Oh my God.
Like,
we're Arab, Christian. We're just like a mess. Like of
you said
all
Arab. Yes.
Okay, maybe the mess part was the most accurate. We're Arab, American, Christians. We're just living in this like
woman.
women.
Yeah.
We're so many things that just like, yes, it's a very specific experience.
Yeah, it is.
So I don't know.
It really is. It's a very, I totally agree. So obviously like the more like we think about it and the more like we really like get deeper in it, I feel like there's so many layers to being out of and mental health and trying to navigate also like your own stigmas about what that looks like and what that means. Navigate it, accept it, like try to work through it, you know? So I feel like there's so many layers to it. And that's all stuff we want to get into this podcast.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited.
Me too. There's so much to talk about.
Is there anything that's making you nervous about starting this podcast?
Talking. Just in general,
my partner, ladies and gentlemen, thanks.
Starts a podcast, hates talking. Like what the
literally
fuck? Something that's making me nervous. Yeah, like we just described, our community is very judgmental. So please be kind to us.
Yeah.
I'm scared of like what this is going to look like to the public because. You know, we're talking about stuff like Arabs think mental health is like considered like working with crazy people. And like,
oh my gosh,
that's not what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't know that. So I think like them watching this, they're like, إيش هالبنات قاعدين عم يحكوا like حاطين حالهم على camera.
Yeah. Of course, we know so many people are going to be so supportive.
I know. We love you guys.
And we love you. It's not everyone, but Nat has such a good point in saying that because I think I'm nervous about that too, honestly. Like,
yeah.
It's so scary because we're putting ourselves in such a vulnerable space and we're putting ourselves in a position that's like, come criticize us, like, you know.
Yeah.
So that part is really scary, but like we kind of I think have both came to the conclusion of like, you know what, like let people say whatever they want to say with all due respect.
Respectfully
say whatever
we
you
don't
want to
care.
Say. We don't. I decided that I chose not to care.
When did you decide this?
On my way here.
I was like, sis.
Yeah, okay, wait. Preface by saying me and Nat were in Foxtail like 2 hours ago and we were like I
don't want to do this. We're going to be ostracized.
We're crisis. We're like about to film, but we're like, do we even know? Like, what do we want to do? Like, we're freaking out. And anyway, and we're talking about how nervous we were. And so we're like, you know what, Nat, it's fine. Like when we get there, we're going to say a quick prayer. We'll be fine.
Amen.
So I'm driving. Mind you, Foxtail and the distance from the studio is like 5 minutes. Okay. So
by the way, Foxtail sponsor us because we kind of
babe, we're gonna have literally like if we want like our friends 20 idiots sponsor us.
Go to Foxtail, guys.
But Foxtail is crazy.
Yes.
But hey, if you want to, if Foxtail actually sees this.
Yeah, we
sponsor us.
This whole podcast started with you. Yeah, we kind of met up, talked about everything there.
True. That's so true.
So shout out to Foxtail. What were you saying?
Anyway, so as I was driving here, I'm like thinking about everything that I'm nervous about and that I'm fearful about, and then I was like, you know what, Ange? You don't care. I swear.
Oh, you don't?
It was that simple. I was like, I'm going to choose not to care.
Amen.
I reframed my thoughts.
You reframed your thoughts.
Therapy.
Cognitive behavioral therapy.
CBT.
We do it. It works. It's great.
We swear by it. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to choose not to care. Seriously.
Yeah.
Because if I just
it's a choice.
It is a choice. If I just choose not to care, yes, fear can still be there. Nerves can still be there. But I'm trying to think of it in the flip side of like, okay, we can have, let's say 100 people be like, this is stupid. Whatever, y'all are cringy. Which I'm sure we are. Like,
I'm sure you guys are saying that at home.
And I'm sure we're gonna watch it and be like, what are like
yuck.
Yeah. But as long as we're helping one person,
that's all that matters.
I really don't care. You know?
Like we can think about all the what ifs, like what if this fails? What if no one watches us? What if we are perceived as cringy? Yeah. But I'd rather think of the even ifs, like even if people don't like us, like I can feel confident in the fact that I put in my hard work, that I used my voice, that I wasn't scared and that I overcame a fear that I had. So I can live with that and I can use that to my advantage to move forward. So live through the even ifs, not the what ifs, because
I love that. I love when you guys said that at youth the other day. That was so beautiful.
It's a beautiful saying. I actually use that in therapy. I teach them about.
I did it too.
You did?
I was at youth the other day and the youth leader said this and I want you to think of it that way. And like my client was like, oh, I love this.
Yeah. No, I literally like, I make them all write what ifs. And then I ask them, I was like, okay, like it seems like I want you to like notice a trend in like the what ifs you wrote down. It doesn't seem like any of them look positive in any way because there's the opposite side of the what if. There's like, well, what if I do pass? What if I do succeed? What if I do this? But you know, what's even better? Let's look at the even ifs. Even if that happens, I know I can cope with this. Like to be able to actually like see your fear, say like, okay, this fear, there's a possibility it might happen. But even if it does happen, I have a way to cope with it.
Yes.
And I think that's so helpful to even think about because sometimes we do need to accept the fact that like, hey, life sucks sometimes. Life can be miserable and life can be scary. But it's okay to be scared as long as like, you know, you have the ability to get through it. So, and I think that's essentially what therapy is.
What an amazing therapist you are. I love
that.
Stop.
I
genuinely love that. That is so amazing.
So
it reminded me of like worst case scenarios. Like when we use worst case scenarios, I love to use those all the time.
Yeah.
Because like some fears can feel so like debilitating when you're like ruminating on it and you're freaking out about like these things that can happen. And so when you put it in a worst case scenario, like, okay, like worst case scenario, like if this happens, like what would the worst case scenario be?
They never use that.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing. They name the worst case scenario and then you like on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being like, this is the absolute worst. Like this is going to end my life. Like this is like horrible to 1 being like, oh, it's not a big deal at all. Like where do you feel on the scale? And then they name wherever they feel on the scale. And then 9 times out of 10, a lot of people, once they do it that way, they're like, okay, it's not that bad. Even the worst case scenario is not that bad. You know what I mean?
Oh,
so,
interesting. Yeah. I'm going to use that.
You should. Yeah.
That's really good. Okay.
I love that.
Look at that. We're learning from each other.
We are. I love it. But yeah, so we kind of want to start something with you guys, the 10 people that are watching. So we really suck at this. Okay.
So yeah. Okay. So we want to start.
Maybe they can cut this part out.
Okay. Anyways, guys, we are going to start something called Therapy Thursdays. What that is going to look like is we are going to.
Okay, I'll take over. You got it.
No. Please take over.
No, please. You got it. You're doing great.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh, yes. No. Okay, we're going to start Therapy Thursdays. What that's going to look like is we are going to have an Instagram page where you guys can submit your anonymous, obviously everything's going to be confidential, anonymous, stories, problems, questions. And we're going to take that and our podcast is going to consist of answering those, providing resources for those problems or those questions and just kind of like analyzing the situation and just, you know, seeing where that goes and like figuring out ways to help you guys in any way we can.
Yeah, so you did great at that. That was so good. Yeah, like Nat said, Therapy Thursday is going to be very dedicated to answering your questions, answering anything regarding mental health or even any topics you guys want to listen about. Like maybe you're interested in what narcissism looks like or like toxic relationships or like whatever it is. Just shoot us a message and we will like take into consideration and start like, you know, talking about it and hopefully offer you the best clinical expertise that we can, you know, from our clinical side of things, but also from a human side of things and like us as just girls and our thoughts as girls too.
Just a girl.
Yeah. Nat's gonna break out in song and any second now.
That might happen consistently. Consistently? Is that a word?
Yes, that's a word. Consistently. But will it be consistent?
We'll see.
God.
I told Ange before this, I think I'm going to get canceled at one point.
Guys, please. I am begging. Give us all the grace possible because I don't want us to get canceled. We're just starting and that might get us canceled after this episode.
I just have controversial opinions.
I love it. I really do. Controversy is important. It gets, it gets you talking. It gets you exploring. Yes. That's really important.
I'm not that bad. I'm just being dramatic. I think maybe that's what could give me in trouble is because I live for the drama, like the dramatics of things.
Okay.
Like I might realistically think like I'm at this level right here, right? But with the way I talk and express it, you would think I'm like over here. And everybody's just going to think I'm crazy, but it's fine. So I don't care about the haters because we decided we chose not to care.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyways.
So Therapy Thursday is going to be for you guys. So please send us anything you're curious about. Or if you liked something we said, or if you didn't like something we said, or what, what if
no one likes anything
cancel Natalie right now? Like, let me know. I'll start looking for a new podcast partner. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, so just give us all your thoughts and opinions, please, because that would be really cool. And again, we want to talk about what you want to hear about also. And yeah, if you care enough to keep watching us,
like and follow our socials down below.
And yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. And we hope you enjoyed the first episode of
In Session with Nat and Ange.
That's so cringy.
I know. Okay, cut that out.
Okay, you did fine.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. We hope you tune into In Session next week.
Make sure you leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.